Okay, now we move on to Mr. Kintsackis.
First of all, thank you very much for the invitation. Energy Press has managed to create an institution, and it's very good that in the last couple of years we've just had all the different approaches, all the different views, whether these are positive or negative, from all the different partners, whether they are regulators or state authorities. And so it's a great achievement for Energy Press. We are the ones who look at the situation as being the glass half full. On the 31st of October, there was a great step that was made, and we need to. And this was made by the state and the DIA, because they managed to put together all the different voices of the different partners and have a final result. This is something that I don't think had been understood, that the work that's been carried out over the past couple of years, and we all know, all of us who work in renewables, we know how difficult it is to get to the point where you can actually manufacture a project that a wind project. It might be a renewable energy source, but it has such challenges that it would be comparable to the construction of a project for hydrocarbon. Therefore, it just shows how it's a very good example, the fact that and the event that was organized on the 31st of October by ADEIP. Some of the people in the audience were also people who had participated in this effort, not to hear for the first time what was going to happen, but there were people who kind of worked for over 2 years to get this result. This in the investment community is something that really does count. In terms of it counts in terms of certainty. It just gives us certainty that something is being coordinated. Whether everything has been solved, no. And we have many serious problems ahead of us. But it's a serious step. And as a person who sees the glass half full, but as a company also we see the future of Greece, and that's why we want to invest in Greece, but not only in Greece, but also in other countries that we are entering now. There are challenges, and they're serious challenges. There are business and financial challenges that we also see in other markets, projects which they're about to start and then they stop. Even in countries where we believe that they're advanced countries, we hear about projects that for some reason they're just stalled. And a typical example is that the cost of capital and inflation has played any significant role. Another thing that we need to see as a challenge as a country is the credit and financial system. It might be that the 3, 4, 5 years that the banks will have to come and finance these projects, this is a very short time. I think the financial system needs to start maturing now, and even maybe possibly participate so that they can start receiving the necessary technical know-how, the technical aspect, the supply chain. So there are so many challenges that we are going to face, and we have to face this, and that's why that investors, together with the government and with the different partners, continue this collaboration that we see at the moment. There are, of course, other technical challenges. For example, the depths of Greek waters have not been studied as much as those of the North Sea. Of course, there are some surveys, but these are not enough. So therefore, the result, we don't know whether there's going to be much better or worse, or kind of more or less what we expect. So there are very different facts that we have now, and the supply chain is not ready. So therefore, first of all, they need to start learning, and also they need to start learning what the requirements might be in the future. There are already some companies that have been active in this area. So therefore, we shouldn't be waiting just when our projects will start, but we need to see synergies with other projects, even in Northern Europe, where you can take a very small part of a project, but you will learn from that. And these learnings are going to help you in the domestic market. Other challenges that have to do with the regulatory framework. It's very important that there is a fixed regulatory framework. The basis that it's been created by the EEB and the government itself, because of course it's all been done as a result of government will. It creates a plan that makes you, that gives you, so that you know what you're doing tomorrow and the day after. So there are people who are listening with, of course there are challenges and there are issues, but we see that there are people who are listening. People who will just sit down with pen and paper and study the issue and move forward. What does investor want? They want a stable regulatory framework. They want to have a short and mid-term plan. And they need to know that everything that's being built is being built on a particular basis. So it's very important that all this work that's been done in it's been studied carefully, and all the different challenges and the problems that we see even in kind of land projects. Even in land projects, we just said, okay, let's see how we can solve this problem. So imagine what would happen if anyone would go to the marine environment and go to and install whatever project they liked. Of course, we hear about different reactions to land renewables, but okay, the government was late in reacting to all these things. But let's move on. How can we move on? How can we just see how the offshore wind parks can help the local community? So myself and FARIA, we have a positive outlook on offshore wind parks, and we see the great step that was made on the 31st of October. Okay, I'm going to stick to the positive side of things, where you said that yes, on the 31st of October, it was an event where the participants were there because they had participated in the whole process. Yes, there's the political will that preceded this, and there'd been so that all the partners were involved from day one. Because of course, we'd seen the similar problems that had been created when this was not done with